about this. It is very shocking, and these accusations go back. Apparently, one is to as old as 2016. So these accusations have been here for a while. Now, I do not know Daniel Greene. I want to be very clear. No, but there were suspicious signs for a while. For instance, he took a big break from his channel, which is really strange because Wheel of Time is returning for season 3, and his, again, YouTube videos for Wheel of Time are insane. He gets like 1 million views sometimes for his Wheel of Time videos. I've seen some of them. They're fine. They're not like super impressive, but they are very well done. He clearly knows the material. He's been a part of the Wheel of Time fandom for a while. He's not a fake fan. I can't say that about him. However, I always had some suspicions about him because when the Joss Whedon accusations and that whole crisis happened, he was one of the very first to denounce Whedon, and whenever Whedon comes up, he does a lot of attacks. I'm very mixed on Whedon due to the accusations. And again, he did do some things wrong, but I don't know. I just always had some issues with Daniel Greene because he is not super extreme, but he is, I don't want to say militant, but he is very clear that where he stands on, quote, the woke issue. He is very pro-woman, very pro-gay, very pro-black, etc., etc. He will insert that into his review saying, I just saw something, it had the black and gay and the women's, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I felt the black and the queer and the gay and the women. It really improved the book and or movie or TV series. Now, he's not totally brain dead. He will be critical of some, quote, woke things, but again, I am mixed on woke. Sometimes woke is good, sometimes woke is bad, but Daniel tends to be supportive of the woke, of diversity, of queer, black, so on and so forth, even though he is a white man. And again, it gets a little bit more twisted because he has put his girlfriend on camera. They've been very clear that they are together, they're getting married, so on and so forth. They did some reviews together. So it does appear he was living this kind of very false life for a very long time against this woman, which again might make you think she's telling the truth because, like, why do you want to silence her? So it's all very suspicious, all very tricky at the moment. A lot of Daniel's former supporters are already having doubts that he is guilty. At this point, we don't really know for sure, but these accusations do seem credible, and it does seem amazing. We just had this huge controversy with Neil Gaiman and his tie to Scientology, his being involved with the cult, and all these very, very shocking allegations. Although, again, they do seem very credible. And now that just happened. These revelations are coming out. It's all very incredible. It all coming out so joined together. But as far as I know, he has no official response yet, so I'm going to monitor this thing. And again, strictly speaking, this does not affect a lot of his content, but I will be bluntly honest. He does put this into his content. He will let people know. I remember this very distinctly. There was this controversy over this gay book, and I've seen the book, by the way. I skimmed it. So you can be on both sides of the issue, but he was very clear. He said right to the camera, if you don't support this, I think you're a bigot. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome in my space. You can unsubscribe now, buddy. So yeah, he has inserted his politics and his cultural views into his content sometimes. It's not subtle. He is very clear where he stands on several issues. In fact, I think it's very clear if you watch him consistently. He's a big Obama guy too. He's a big Obama supporter. So is this another Joss Whedon, a fake feminist who used the SJW woke card to sort of lure in women, etc., etc.? Again, these accusations have just come out. Apparently they've been brewing in the background for a while. But something is definitely in the air because, again, he usually does a ton of things for Wheel of Time. Trailer reactions, scoops, news. He was invited to the premiere. Yeah, when the thing premiered for the first time ever. He was there. He was doing interviews with Rosamund Pike. I saw it. So he does have a kind of privileged position. But yeah, with Wheel of Time, he really didn't do much for things coming up for season 3, which is like really shocking because I'm like, you're the guy. You are the guy doing Wheel of Time. But the coverage and content was frankly very, very thin. And so I was like, that is very, very strange. Because again, his videos have done very well. Again, like I said, some of them reach a million views, which on YouTube does translate into a lot of money. He's also an author. I've not read his work, and apparently now I will not read his work because it's now in a very difficult area of whether we are supporting a very shifty customer. And I want to be careful, not all these book YouTubers are frauds, but he was one of the bigger YouTubers who regularly featured books, author interviews. He had quite a few massive interviews with like Brandon Sanderson For those who don't know, Brandon finished up the Wheel of Time series because tragically Robert Jordan died, and Brandon had to take over to finish up the final books. I think he did a pretty good job, but again, you can definitely see a very big stylistic difference. Again, Brandon is a very big Jordan fan himself, but it is not the same thing. So at this moment, this is just very shocking for a lot of different fandoms. Wheel of Time, if you're into books, if you're into fantasy books, especially sci-fi. He covered a lot of topics, and he made a lot of connections, like man-carrying thing. Again, he just has a lot of connection to a lot of other YouTubers. It'll be interesting how they're going to react. Are they going to cover it up? Are they going to address the controversy? Beyond himself, and apparently his girlfriend slash lover was aware of some of these charges and may have deliberately withheld evidence as well as try to silence the critics. So yeah, just a lot of alarming questions all around, all around. It's very, very disturbing. That said, still early. I will do a lot more work. There's a lot of question marks for both sides. Still, this does seem to have a history going back to 2016. This is not really a recent thing, so it's going to bring up a lot of alarming questions, not just with Daniel Greene, but the kind of booktube community and a lot of internal corruption. There's just a lot of corruption with who gets the money, who gets the views, who gets more popularity. Just a lot of accusations of racism, misogyny, homophobia from these allegedly woke creators. So just a lot of troubling things happening all around. So stay tuned. We will get through it slowly but surely. So please like and subscribe to the content. Please give the other channels a chance if you can. Thank you for listening. Yeah, it's a very alarming news, but it's still early. So I want to be careful. I want to be fair. But yes, I definitely think his reputation as a virtue signaling feminist male ally, whatever, has come to a close, good or bad. And that's where we are so far with the very strange career of Daniel Greene, fantasy author and YouTuber and former feminist ally. And there we are. Again, I want to be careful. Again, at this point, we don't know for sure. These are still allegations. We're going to have to wait if more evidence is provided. How credible are these people? Is it an Amber Heard situation? Do these women and him have a bigger past? It's just a lot of questions about what is... Again, is he even guilty? We're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, the cease and desist letter is alarming because from what I understand, Naomi, who made these accusations, didn't even name him. Just was very vague, saying this person allegedly did this thing. But Greene got word of it, brought out the lawyers and said, cease and desist. And that's like alarm bells. It's like, well, you're not even being named. I mean, you figured out who it was, but it's like, technically, person has not made a direct accusation. Just let the person speak. We'll weigh the evidence and go forward. Again, he could have just overreacted, but the point is, his reputation is definitely ruined. A lot of this fake feminist woko nonsense was what it was. He was just putting out this virtue signaling with capital V and S and just was like, I am your feminist queer ally. I just love queer feminist woko. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But he was really more concerned with this. Again, he's not a big author, but this weird YouTube author, feminist empire, woke empire he was building, that was his real concern. And these accusations were going to put that in danger. So now he's deflecting, he's pretending, I'm offline, I have to deal with mental problems. I know for a fact that is a lie. That is a lie. So he says he's inactive, but I know of evidence that no, he's not as inactive as he seems. But we'll get to that, and I'll try to find the screenshots for these things. And I do know this guy's content. Again, I just was not impressed as a commentator. I've had suspicions, but again, you could be a good person. Your commentaries are just what they are. He's also very biased. He's very corporate. Yeah, he is very much with the official Wheel of Time people. So he is critical, but he's very clear he's supportive of the show. So this will bring up alarming questions, whether the Sony people, Wheel of Time people, or these other YouTubers. Again, I want to be clear, we don't know many things. Did these other YouTubers know? Did they suspect? Were they also doing some cover-up?